back at it again at A-Shirts Production. So guys, I understand that I've not been here in a while, and that's because the last month of high school was actually pretty busy for me, and then I had graduation, then I had Super Summer. But I love that, by the way. I love Super Summer. Shout out to my family group. I love you guys. And anyway, I just wanted to say I knew I had to come back to YouTube. I did not forget about you guys, but when I came back, I knew I had to come with something special or something big. And, well, I got to say, I got news for you. I have come to the conclusion that Mary Poppins is actually a witch. So let's start off with the old Mary Poppins. We know her as a woman who floated down into that lovely London sky with only an umbrella to help her. Very significant, by the way. A nanny who helps the Banks family through their hard times and who teaches the children with magic, mostly with their magic bag and her talking umbrella. But I'll get back to that in a moment. Though she is somehow also able to speak to animals, or likes to bring animals to the equation when it comes to teaching. And to sum it all up, Mary Poppins is set in 1910 London. And there's also a later version, Mary Poppins Returns, that is set in London 1930. But I'll get back to that in a moment as well. But for now, we have to put the old gal Mary Poppins in a category that relates to her magical abilities. We know there's a big franchise out there called Harry Potter, but that timeline doesn't really add up. I guess we know that there is an earlier timeline of Harry Potter franchise that came out called Fantastic Beasts. More specifically, Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald, which is actually set in 1927, which is between both of the Mary Poppins timelines. It is a movie filled with magic bags, magic animals, people who could talk to those magic animals. And with that being said, we can say that there are wands that can be disguised as umbrellas. Like Hagrid, for example. And we have more magic bags like Hermione.
Hello, Freddie.
Undetectable extension charm.
You're amazing, you are.
I feel like the theory can basically unwrap itself. And we can claim that Mary Poppins fits most, if not all, the requirements for being a witch. Well, you never really see Mary Poppins cast a spell before, so there's no way that she can be a witch. Yeah, I know, if only she says something, you know, very spelly, like Expelliarmus. She only says things like,
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Expelliarmus. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? It's a spell. She's been casting a spell on those kids this whole time. Which is why they could all see that little La La Land. It wasn't real. But who? If Mary Poppins really is a witch, then who? I mean, there are a handful of female characters within the Fantastic Beasts franchise itself. Could it be Poppertina? I mean, the name is very similar, but these two just don't look alike at all. Well, out of all the female characters in Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald, there is one character that looks the most like our old girl Mary Poppins. And that's right. None other than Vinda Rosier herself. Oh, no, but that can't be right. Vinda Rosier is, you know, a villain. And Mary Poppins is, well, the opposite of that. How can someone like Mary Poppins ever turn bad? I mean, she's basically perfect in every way.
As I expected. Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
Then she has to somehow turn good in 1930, which is when, you know, Mary Poppins Returns takes place. This is where the fun begins. But before we go any deeper, we have to realize and understand who Vinda Rosier really is. Not only is she one of the main antagonists for the Crimes of Grindelwald, she is also the right-hand man to Grindelwald himself. And it says in her character description that she is possibly related to the Rosier family, of course. Wait, possibly? How can you be possibly related to someone? Unless you weren't related to them at all. And we know that she is born before 1927. Born before 1927? Does no one know her actual birth date? No one knows where she comes from! But I do. If you're not already on board with this theory, then let me just explain it to you like this. You know how they say that Mary Poppins is supposed to symbolize an angel? And she's supposed to teach the children through wonderful miracles. Well, the name Rosier, yeah, it literally means fallen angel. Case closed. Taking into account that Vinda Rosier is actually Mary Poppins, we can start to infer why exactly she took such a bad route and changed her name in 1927. So, you know how there's an underlying rule, well actually like a harsh rule, that you're never supposed to show magic to non-wizards in the wizarding world? And if you have, there's judgment and punishment.
Yesterday, a wizard entered New York with a case. This case full of magical creatures, and unfortunately some have escaped.
Impound that case, Grace.
Wait, no. Give
Arrest
that back.
them.
And the consequences can be severe, like so severe that it can change a person's view on the world. And if you think I'm joking, just look at Queenie. She was so nice and lighthearted, but she wanted to marry a non-wizard, and no, it is not acceptable. At least according to their rules. I like diversity. But instead of getting a slap on the wrist, she got punished and judged, leaving her in drought and sorrow, crying on the ground, and look who was there to help her in her time of sorrow. None other than Vinda Rosier herself. And oh my gosh, is that an umbrella? Oh, this is getting good. Queenie was then persuaded into the dark. And why is that important? Well, to show how possible it actually is for such a good person to go into the dark side. I guess we've seen that before. Sorry, I'm a Star Wars fan. So let's go back to our old Mary Poppins. Seeing her as a witch, we can now see this whole scene in a different aspect. She is openly showing magic to non-wizards.
We better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky. She's wonderful.
Okay, so that is pretty much punishable by itself. But let's go even deeper, because we see that in 1910, at the end of the movie, she puts all the little items that she laid out on the counter out back into her bag. And then in 1930s, in Mary Poppins Returns, we see all the items in the attic. Well, how did they get there if they left in 1910? She must have been coming back, like, all the time. And, I mean, that is really punishable. But what could they do to her? What could they do to Mary Poppins to make her so evil? To make her Vinda Rosier? Maybe taking something that she loved. Taking something that she held it close to her. Maybe they took her umbrella. Maybe they destroyed it. Nah, there's no way. Because that would mean the umbrella we see in 1910 will be a different umbrella in 1930s. And oh my gosh, it's a different umbrella in 1930. I'm thinking that all this was just staring at us in the face. They just want us to connect the dots. They must have destroyed the umbrella by punishment. And then maybe being persuaded to the dark side by someone persuasive, like Grindelwald. And then maybe Grindelwald decided to change her name. I mean, that would make sense. Who would be scared by someone named Mary Poppins? I just laugh even saying that. Fantastic Beasts 3 comes out in 2021, and for my theory to be complete, Vinda Rosier has to become good. And I'm calling it right now. And if you still don't believe that someone like Mary Poppins could be so evil, I guess you're not taking her advice into account. Because the cover is not the book.
You'll find your first impression was mistook. Ya-da-da-da. For a cover is nice, but a cover is not the book.
She was talking about herself. You're right. The king is a crook, Mary Poppins. The king is a crook. Question of the day. Do you guys think that Mary Poppins is actually a witch? Or more specifically, Vinda Rosier? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get back with you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to support my channel, you guys can buy one of these A-Shorts production t-shirts, or you could just, leave a like or subscribe. Either one is fine with me. And if you do want to buy one of the t-shirts, you can let me know in an email or via Instagram DM. It doesn't really matter to me. I'll get back with you and contact you, and we can get that figured out. Also, if you'd like to watch one of the A-Short production videos, you can click this video right here. It's Pixar Universe or Theory, or you can click this video right here, which is about the MCU universe entirely. And without further ado, I'll say have a blessed day.